Marriage is a journey that spans across time and life stages. In this documentary, we will delve into the expectations, challenges, growth, and changes that people from 3 different stages have towards marriage. It will present to us the multidimensional reality of marriage. Let's explore them together. Have you ever wondered whether the single life is a symbol of freedom or time to search for true love? In this fast-paced world, everyone is rushing, chasing dreams, but sometimes the path of walking alone also has its own beauty. Hai Peng is a lone traveler in the city. Every step is a new adventure, and every day is a fresh start.
For me, marriage is a mutual promise between 2 people to share lives with each other. And I don't like to think of the future very much, but actually I indeed will make some plan about my study or my work, but I don't have some special expectation about my future life. It's difficult for me to make some specific expectations. Yeah, I think the future is uncertain. So I just follow my step and focus on my own thing and just do the thing that I think right and focus on my work, my studies, and my families and my friends. The promise to share lives has a lot of things to do, from sickness to financial, political, emotional issues. There are 2 basic elements in marriage. The first one is love, and the second one is responsibility. Yeah. Maybe for some people they think love is the most important, but for me, love and responsibility is equal. Yeah, they are equal. So if I'm not ready to take the responsibility in marriage, I think that's a big problem. Yeah, I should make sure that I'm ready for take all the responsibilities in marriage, and then maybe I will consider to marry. Yeah.
As the story unfolds, we now turn our attention to another special couple whose love story runs even deeper, as they are moving from dating, preparing for marriage. Meet Mariah and Rico. Their story is filled with commitment, hope, and plans for the future. From the moment that they met, they knew they were meant for each other.
When we first met, he was supposed to be training me that day, and he was just really nice. He was a really nice person. He said that he would help me with some electronics that I needed and all of that. And I thought he was cute. So I guess I was a little interested in him, but I wasn't really sure at the time because I thought that I didn't want a relationship at the time. I didn't realize it was because it was the person. It wasn't necessarily that I didn't want a relationship, it was just I hadn't found that person yet.
Yeah. I was just outright not looking for much, and then I saw her and I was like, wait a minute, let me start this search back.
So after we first met, we started to date. I think we went on about 3 dates and decided to be in a relationship. And it was because over the course of those 3 dates, we were very serious about dating and relationships and what that meant to us. And we had both talked about how we agree that we date to marry, that's kind of the end goal. And so within those first 3 dates, we talked about some pretty heavy subjects, from what marriage might look like, to our expectations, to what family life might be like, finances. We talked about a whole lot that I think a lot of people would spread out over time, maybe. But we were already kind of concluded that, you know, we were going to be in a serious relationship and we were going to commit to it, and that our end goal would hopefully be marriage. And so I would say from the very beginning, we kind of were looking towards that.
Yeah, we just couldn't stop talking about stuff. That's great. You know, when you're up to like 1 o'clock talking.
Yeah.
You know, it's a special relationship, you know.
Yeah. We have a lot of different perspectives based on the people that we have around us. I've gotten so much advice from different people in different walks of life. So some people, you know, give advice in a way of, hey, don't forget that marriage is difficult. You know, it's not something that is always going to be butterflies and rainbows. Be aware of that. I've had people tell me, oh, don't get married too young, you know, but I've also had people tell me that marriage is a beautiful thing, and they've been married for, you know, 60 years or so. So I think it's just based on everyone's personal journey when it comes to marriage and expectations. So I expect that there's going to be difficult times and hard times, but I also see the joy and beauty of being married, and I think that's what's important. So.
She stole everything from me. I 100% agree with her. Just, you know, spend the rest of your life with somebody you care for that much. You know, you're with them for the good and bad. It's nice to have a person that, you know, you can always see the bright side of everything with. Even in stressful times, you know, the real act of love is seeing that, you know, you can work through things together and make it through issues together and enjoy those happier times together with the person you care about the most. Being engaged, everything, it's like it's dialed up to 11. You know, I'm on my end, you know, focusing on getting everything ready and preparing for the wedding, and she's preparing for the wedding and picking everything out. She has to pick out all the colors and the flowers and all that stuff, and it's, you know, it's a year out, and you know, every second counts.
Now we shift the focus of our story to a special couple whose love has stood the test of time, unbreakable and enduring. Meet Brandon and Amy, who have been on the journey of marriage for over a decade. From their first meeting, through their engagement, and up to the present, they have been together, weathering life's ups and downs. Their story as a married couple is filled with resilience, sacrifice, and shared growth. In this chapter, let's explore their marital journey together, discover their secrets, and see how time has shaped their relationship.
We shared a lot of values, so I think it is probably smoother than many couples I know, but still learning to, how do you spend money, how do you spend time, what's important, what's not important. You come from different families, and how you expect a house to be run, it causes tension and conflict, and I have my thought and she has her thought, and then we have to come up with our thought. And it's always easy in hindsight, but in the moment, and then you have sin in the mix, and you can be selfish, and then that was the wonderful discovery that I found, is that Amy and I are both pretty quick to forgive each other. And I think that was a important aspect of facing those challenges, to keep them from coming big explosive problems.
Yeah, that's true, because we don't have big explosions, you know. I think we work it out. We attack the problem and not the person when it's small. And I think before I was a Christian, I was very selfish, and I would hold on to anger and become bitter. So that's just how God really changed me, and I know has changed him. So, but he still is the quickest. He's still the first one to say sorry.
Well, that's because I sin more, and so I have a lot to ask.
Yes. So, yeah, especially because we had only spent 11 days before our wedding in person. So most of our relationship and getting to know each other was over video chat and lots of emails back in the day and text conversations.
Texting.
But I think what drew us together was shared values, you know, what we wanted in a future family, you know, his love for his family, his love for God. And so we changed because I think we actually got to know each other and discovered, you know, we had the same kind of humor and all that, like the fun perks in the relationship we discovered after marriage. They say in the East, they say in the West, you take a hot pot, and then it grows cold. But in the East, you can take a cold pot and let it warm up and get hot over time. So I think marrying because you trust someone's character and you have, you know, those important values in common, and then later on developing chemistry, cultivating attraction, and you know, I think has worked really well for us. So yeah, I think we've fallen more and more in love with each other as time has gone on.
Yes. Biggest change, it's a never-ending one, is moving from being an individual to a couple. It's tough in the early years. I know it was tough because you're used to living for yourself, and I think especially as a guy, we can be thinking about stuff out there and not thinking about the marriage. But over the years, that's the awesome thing, is you start becoming one person and you think about us and not me. Becoming parents,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like when it's just the two of you, you know, you can get by. But C.S. Lewis talks about with friends, like if you have a group of 3 people and someone passes away, right? You don't just lose the friend who died, you lose what that friend brought out in your other friend. And so the same thing in marriage, when children come along, they bring something out of your spouse, in this case out of Amy, that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. And so it's cool. I mean, I already knew Amy was pretty cool, but the way she handles the children, I'm like, wow, she's cooler than I thought she was. And I had a pretty high bar anyway. I'm like, I wouldn't have thought to do that, right? So simple things like, she's like, okay, I forgot how old Roland was, but you're gonna sort the silverware. I'm like, I didn't know a 2-year-old could do that. so that was it was neat. It was neat. I mean, it reaffirmed why I married her. So that's kind of the big thing. And then also, when I moved from working at a corporation to start my own business, Amy's support through that was a big deal. Made me appreciate her more. I know a lot of people just would have lost their minds, and Amy was super chill. It's still pretty super chill. So that was very encouraging, and made me appreciate her so much more.
Well, gee, thanks.